What I did with my $1 million was very different. I bought a Lambo and then I traveled like an absolute rock star every single month of the year. I was flying private 5-star resorts all over the country. What matters more than the amount of debt you have is what you spent the debt on. Let's imagine for the time being that you and I have identical income. So we have the same GDP. Then let's imagine that we both borrow $1 million. Now we have the same debt to GDP, right? The numbers stack up. But what you did with your debt after you borrowed that $1 million was you went and you bought a business. Then you put $200K into gold, you put $200K into farmland, and the last $400,000 you put into high quality equities with consistent quarterly earnings that pay healthy dividend. What I did with my $1 million was very different. I bought a Lambo and then I traveled like an absolute rock star every single month of the year. 50 grand on travel. I was flying private 5-star resorts all over the country like Danielle. It was amazing. And on a metric to metric basis, we're equal, right? We both have the same identical debt to GDP. But obviously, we are in very different situations, right? You took your $1 million and you bought assets and cash flow. I took my $1 million and I bought memories and high fives. It's reductive to look at, US debt to GDP and say it's 125% and China's got 300% debt to GDP. So obviously they're in worse shape, but you need to think about what they did with that debt. China built the most advanced and efficient manufacturing machine that the world has ever seen. And it cost them a lot of money, which is why they have so much debt. The United States has borrowed $31 trillion. And what did they do with it? They funded a bunch of foreign wars. They bailed out a bunch of banks, spent a boatload on stimulus programs, and a lot of that money went to buying goods that were made in China. China bought a lot of utility for that debt, and the United States did not. China did industrialize to this extent that has made them completely indispensable to every major economy and every major technology company in the world. And now that's what the United States wants to do. They want to reindustrialize. They want to reshore manufacturing, right? Bring it home. Okay. Well, look at how much money that cost China. And that was over the last 30 years. How expensive do you think it's going to be to reshore these key high-tech industries in today's dollars? We're not talking hundreds of billions. We're talking tens of trillions of dollars over the next 10 years. This will be the most inflationary phenomenon we could ever imagine.